G'day YouTube, we are back with another video. 70 kilometers today, 1.6 kilometers worth of climbing as well. Elevation, Devil's Elbow, and the plan is today is to stay slow, finish strong, and just get on with it. We've got 3 other blokes with us. They're on roadies, so as per usual, pump the tyre pressure up, see if we can keep up with them, and we'll go from there. Let's go, man. It is pretty intimidating when you see the base of the hill like that. You just see this big monster that we've got to climb up and go towards, but let's go. The challenge is there.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another brand new video on the tube. We are currently stripping the arm warmers off as well. It is getting very hot. One of the best investments I've ever gotten. Seriously, arm warmers or long sleeve shirts? What do you think? I personally overheat to the absolute shithouse, so arm warmers for me. I haven't tried the long sleeves though, so I'm open to that. Let me know in the YouTube comments below. But today we are climbing 70 kilometers through the beautiful Dandenong ranges. It's fantastic, and it was quite the ride itself. I seriously had a great time on this ride. It was fantastic.
Now I get why they call it the Devil's Elbow. 9 degrees, highest gear that I'm in on the Doom cog. My lord. You okay? You alright?
Yeah. I was telling myself, I walked until you catch up.
Made it to the top of One Tree Hill, now it's on the descent. Happy days. And there's a big climb coming up soon, but we'll enjoy this descent.
I think sometimes we get caught up chasing numbers, chasing the watts, even though I don't have a power meter. Heart rates, chasing the average speeds, trying to get fitter, trying to improve, trying to optimize absolutely goddamn everything. Then we forget why we actually started riding bikes in the first place. So today, no intervals, no racing, no chasing KOMs, just me, my specialized gravel bike, and some of the best roadies in the Dandenongs and on the roads that they have to offer. So let's get right into it. The plan today is 70 kilometer loop through Kallista, Emerald, Olinda, Sassafras, and eventually finishing up at SkyHigh on Mount Dandenong. It was seriously such a great sight. Over 4 hours in the saddle, more than 2,000 calories burnt. This was a great ride, and 22.9 kilometers per hour, a decent amount of climbing, and enough hills to make me question my life choices back, a few couple times.
Have a look at this, next to the Puff and Billy Railway. The boys are on road bikes. I'm the only one that's got a proper bike for this. What a beautiful railway. It's fantastic.
This wasn't about numbers, it was about slowing down, ticking along to a degree, taking in the views, and just enjoying the ride. And somewhere along the way, without even trying, I somehow picked up 4 Strava PRs. So I'm really happy with that, and that just honestly proves my theory. The less I stare at the Garmin, the better I ride. So let's go for an adventure on this ride itself.
Well, that was quite the expedition. Off-road next to Puff and Billy with the road bikes. That was good fun. Back on the road though. What a view. What an absolute view.
In today's video, I've decided to also take you guys on the journey of getting into YouTube, vlogging and everything like that, because I've been watching a few channels here and there, but I'm also trying to make my own content and transitioning from, the gaming direction to now more of a cycling direction. I found, look, video games, that was my absolute, that was my jam. If anyone here wants to 1v1 me in Call of Duty, I will still clap you. Haven't played for a long time, but I your boy's got the Controller Mods controller, the G-Freak personalized controller, and we got those back buttons. You wouldn't know what I'm talking about right now if you're not into gaming, so don't worry about that. Controllers are also very expensive, like bikes, so I've gone from one hobby to another, although at least with gaming, it's just the one controller, which costs upwards of $350, and you kind of need two of them at times if you're playing at a competitive level. But we won't get into that. Now, this is what we're doing now in cycling. We're chasing the dopamine. We're seriously getting so much enjoyment out of it. And it's just a beautiful course to do that in and really reflect on this ride. There was some serious amount of kilometers that we put down today and so much time to reflect on our journey so far, cycling these hills. It seriously is something so fun, so enjoyable. Right here, we're riding up the hill. It's quite funny, actually, because Michael, who I'm running with right now, we actually went past some fella, as you see that we just passed him before, and then he ended up whizzing back past us. I don't know if he just saw the gravel bike, and then he saw Michael's road bike, and he's like, I can't be getting past by a gravel bike. That's just disrespecty on the Pathfinders. So we decided to lift it up into another gear, and I'm just on the toe from Michael. He's an absolute weapon on the bike. I can never keep up with him, but I know that I had a bit of an advantage here because he went for a massive ride the day before, so I was just hanging on, and he's still performing and outperforming me. So that just goes to show how strong of a rider he is. And then that guy passed us, and then we passed him again, and he, I think, was either pretending to have a mechanical or some sort of like food issue or something. I don't know. I just found it pretty funny. Bit of a comedic thing there. I think it just happens. The ego gets touched up a little bit at times.
Are you coming over or nah?
I think I might go home.
Yep.
I might be a bit shirty if I go for much longer.
Made it up the hill. Taman absolutely smashed it. I made it up with Michael. And I'll tell you what, it's like CBD peak hour here in Olinda. Just to turn out of there and come over here, it took me like 5 minutes.
Cycling itself, it's great. It seriously is one of the funnest things ever. You can go fast. Usually, if you're on the gravel paths, which I mostly do, I don't really do these road paths too much. I really enjoy myself because there's no traffic, there's no interruptions. You take your time around places where you're new to and really take in the scenery. And here we are at SkyHigh, Mount Dandenong. You know, it's just fantastic. And every ride always starts with the optimism. You know, you got the fresh legs, you got the fresh bottles, snacks in pockets, and then you feel like Tadej Pogacar in the first kilometer. But then it just fizzles away at times, as you know, as the group takes off and everything like that. At the top of Mount Dandenong, it really is such a nice view, and the descent is even nicer because it means that you've made it to the top, you've had a good time getting there. Well, a rough time getting there, but you can really ride that dopamine high. Take in the view, suck in some thin air because you're quite high actually above sea level, and really enjoy the descents here as well. It's actually quite funny because for this ride, Taman was actually telling me, he's like, look dude, you can pin it the whole way down this hill, enjoy yourself and don't let go. I'm like, okay. And I was a little bit worried because I'm on the Pathfinder tyres. Yes, it's dry, but I'm also a little bit concerned when it comes to corners, like especially when we're on the inside corner. Like imagine like sliding into a car that's coming the other way. Oh my God. I don't even want to think about that. Don't even want to think about that, man. But anyway, we're taking in the views, taking in absolutely everything. And as we come down the back of Mount Dandenong, these rolling hills, it really does make me reflect of how lucky we are that we are in such a good position to be able to ride a bike. You know, not everyone can ride a bike. Not everyone can walk, run, do all those things as well. So it really, you know, puts it into perspective of how lucky we are as cyclists to be able to jump on a bike and you do feel like an actual bird flying. Even though you're going at like 30, 40, 50, this ride we got up to 70 k's an hour, but when you're going at those slower paces, because you're so close and out feeling the elements compared to a car, you know, you're doing 40 kilometers in a car, you feel pretty slow. When you go through like those school zones, you're like, this feels like nothing. But when you're on a bike and you really feel the wind resistance and the sunshine beating down and you're hearing everything going past your ears, you really feel it more. And it seriously is such an exhilarating thing and so fun and so enjoyable to do. I seriously never thought I'd be in this position, and I think that everyone can relate in the YouTube comments that that's what cycling is. You're chasing that thrill, you're chasing that adventure, you're a bit of a daredevil doing this thing, and it seriously is so fun. It's kind of like go-karting. I don't know if you guys watching right now have ever been go-karting. I love go-karting. I do it quite a lot. Haven't done it for a while though, but I was doing it a lot when I was younger.
What? Oh no.
It's just vertical.
Oh no. I think this is the Venture Gully version of Everest.
Yeah.
We're going to be calling the Doom plate in. Using that Doom plate on mine.
It's like it's a Doom plate and you get out of the saddle.
No. No, it's not. Is it actually?
At least for me. It's just an absolute how you're going.
Wow. That's one way to dry your washing, or get a legal cable. I don't know.
And sim racing as well. And it's just adrenaline rushing. It's so good.
There you
It's
go.
so fun. And even though you're going 40 k's an hour, like on the bike, you're feeling those elements, and it's so relatable because you're picking lines as well, like on the racetrack and everything. And it's just electric. But look, I want to wind back the commentary and let you guys just enjoy this little part of the video. And we'll come back. We'll tip back in.
You got to be on your toes to those potholes.
Now, looking back at this ride itself, as we come on this dirt path, it seriously was a great ride. And it's just Tammin and I, the other two boys, they dropped off. They got a bit shirty, as Michael said, and decided to pull the plug. But, you know, when we were going through that part just then on the gravel with all the shadows, and all the potholes, it seriously makes you need to lock in real quick, real fast, because things can get out of hand real quickly.
The descent
Because you
from the
can't see
mountain behind us.
You've got all these different shadowing and the colours and
Let's
the
go.
gravel, and everything's just blended and camoed in. It's insane. You can't see anything, so it makes you a little bit nervous when with the way you pick your line and everything like that. Obviously, we're getting a bit of a tow from Tammin here. And in my last video, I was speaking about how I just got a bit concerned with myself and needed to learn how to ride better in a pack, specifically at the back of a pack, how to hold that toe a bit better, and you know, not have that lagging effect where I get caught up and just not in it. You know, I'm just so far behind. So then it's constantly yo-yoing backwards and forwards, surging and hanging on, and then, you know, you get up to it and then you slow down and then you're lagging again from the front. It really is a fine art to be able to pick your line, pick your pace, pick your energy spots when you are on the toe from someone. But specifically on the road, like, I'm always making sure to stay in a line, staying left, unless we are stopping at lights. But apart from that, I'm always staying left, just always staying over, just in case, because I know that sometimes it does get a little bit hairy out on the roads. It is scary. I wouldn't ride out on the road by myself. I have a couple of times, but it's really, there's so many good paths out here, as you can see, like towards the end of the video. Like, Tammin and I are on one of the trails along the Belgrave train line, and it's fantastic. The line is fantastic. Probably not for a road bike. This is where the gravel bike comes into, where my STR, suspended rider, the seat and the way my bike's built and set up for, it's way more comfortable and more approachable to be able to tackle these tracks. And that's where, when I first got my bike, why I got one of these is because the boys actually told me, you're getting a gravel bike. You're not getting a road bike if you're riding on paths and not just the road by itself. And you don't want to be riding on the road as a beginner.
He's a madman, and sometimes when they sprint ahead, you got to know your limits, and that was me. We've got 2Ks to go, nearly there. We're feeling pretty chalked, but what an amazing ride it's been. Through the hills and everything, a lot of elevation, 1,600 meters of elevation. It's been great. Can't wait to lay down and do F8 this afternoon.
You know, you look back at rides like this and, you know, you don't remember your calories. You won't really remember your heart rate. but you will remember the roads, and you remember the smell of the trees and the views and the quiet moments, and that feeling when you realize you've got nowhere else to be, and you know, you get to the cafe at the end and you just enjoy your sweet treat, which is fantastic. I got the iced coffee this time, which comes with cream, ice cream, and everything else in between. But it's the quiet moments. Honestly, that's what I love about cycling. It's not the suffering, it's not the numbers, it's not even about the fitness, it's the freedom. Just being out there, moving and exploring, feeling like a kid again. Seriously, it brings so much joy. And after 70 kilometers, over 4 hours on the bike, 2,000 calories burnt, I can honestly say this ride was hard, but I didn't want it to end because sometimes the best rides aren't the fastest ones. They're the rides with the biggest numbers, they're the ones that remind you why you fell in love with cycling in the first place. And honestly, I'd turn around maybe and do this one all over again. Another day. Let me finish that sentence off again. Another day. But if you enjoyed coming along, make sure you subscribe and let me know down below what your favourite moments were of the ride and what you enjoy the most about the Melbourne riding scene. Until next time, enjoy my outro here. Well, that's it. That's the ride done. We are back at the shop. Thank God. My legs have definitely fizzled out, but what a fantastic ride that was. 70 kilometers under the belt, 1.6k of elevation through the area, and it was fantastic. We had a great time. Oh my God. Time to kick it back on the couch and just seriously take it easy for the next, what's the recovery? 72 hours. Okay, let's take it easy. Catch you on the next one. Peace out.